Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. In this video we're going to be going over the top Crazed Shellbrute teams now that we have Mythic plus Magic Charms, and when we go through the teams we're going to be talking about the charm priority on that specific team. Okay, let's begin with Frosty's team, only using Fresto as a Celestial Hypogean, using Sinbad as a damage dealer, and you have Smoky Mikola, and the main Festo on the right, Illusion behind the Sonja with the Harmonic spell. Let's go ahead and get into this run. Now for this team specifically, because Sinbad is your major damage source, you will want to get Sinbad Charms. That is the #1 priority here. And as for the testing so far, Sorcery Charms on Sinbad are the top performing charm option for him. However, Gale Charms are doing fine as well. Apart from that, you have Smoky and Mikola. You want to get Smoky and Mikola's charms after that for this team specifically, because that is going to give a higher attack buff to all of your allies, because it will give them more skill power, and their attack buff increases from 20 to 24% to from the Smoky Aura and from the Honor Arena effect of the Mikola. Sonja charms are important, the arcane charms onto her, and however, I don't know exactly how important it is, because if you look at this team, for this team specifically, Sonja deals no damage. Now, if she had arcane charms, it would provide a higher attack buff to her allies, including the Sinbad and the Smoky in the middle, which probably would still make it a major priority. Basically, her attack buff increases by, I believe, 13%. With the arcane charms provided to these two allies from the Crimson Covenant, and that is a huge deal, right? So, yeah, arguably that would be maybe even more important than maybe Mikola and Smoky, but they're all really similar. And then Fresto is the lowest priority, but look at the damage here. Fresto, Smoky, and Sinbad topping the damage chart with the Harmonic spell. This is a crazy team, considering this is like one of the worst performing teams I'm showing you today, and it has gone 78.6 billion, but I do have the Sorcery Charms onto Sinbad. That is probably a reason that we got a really good score with it, but that is a really solid team. Okay, moving on to another pretty free-to-play friendly option, Rio's team with the Blade Summon Artifact, main Fresto in front of Shakir, Sonja buffing up main Fresto and the Smoky. You have Mikola behind the Smoky and Illusion behind the Sonja. Now, as for the charm priority here, most likely the Shakir charms are the #1 priority, getting him the Mystic charms to give him skill power. That is going to increase the attack buff he provides from Lupin's aura to allies within 2 tiles of him while it is active and he's in wolf form, and that is going to massively increase the damage dealt by your team. Apart from that, the other top charm priority are again Sonja, Mikola, Smoky. I'm not again entirely sure which is the one which is the most optimal. Like, Sonja does make sense, but at the same way, Mikola and Smoky, they're contributing that 4% bonus attack to all of your allies, whereas Sonja is providing that bonus like up to 13% attack to 2 of your allies. So yeah, I mean, but here for example, there are really only 3 major damage dealers. Look at this. This is crazy. 83 billion damage? Are you kidding? 83 billion damage off of this team? That is ridiculous. I was not expecting that this team was going to hit that hard. That is absolutely insane. Yeah, because the top score of today is 86 billion with the top pay-to-win team. This is only using Fresto. It works at Shakir plus 10 exclusive equipment or above. It doesn't have to be plus 15. We have the Sorcery Charms on Fresto, but I'd never considered that a very high priority, because honestly, from the testing so far, it hardly improves his damage, but it might increase it by 1 billion or so damage. So but it is, in my opinion, probably the lowest priority, even in this team comp. I think probably it's the fact that we have the arcane charms onto Sonja, and then we don't have Mikola's charms yet, but we have the charms on the other heroes, which are optimal. Okay, moving on to the next team, we have Daragon's team. This is a very nice team. Now we're going to be using the twin team. So the 2 remaining teams, which are the top performers of today, they will be using twins, and they will be using Fresto. But those other 2 teams you showed right before this, those are great options if you don't have the twins built up, or maybe even if you have them, but not Supreme Plus yet, the other 2 teams probably would be better. Okay, so main Fresto in front of Lila, pink hair in the back, Illusion in front of the Mikola. Ludovic on the Stellar Bond with the Blade Summon Artifact. Now for this, definitely, if you see a Ludovic in a team, you know that he's one of the #1 priorities. Getting the Ludovic the Insight Charms, that is very important to give him the skill power. Apart from that, on this team, there are a lot of major priorities, like sorcery charms on twins are important, and then probably third and fourth priority would be Smokey and Mikola charms to give them skill power. For Smokey, it's either recovering charms or sorcery charms, both give them skill power. It doesn't really matter which one you pick. For Mikola, it is arcane charms or the sorcery charms, both give skill power. However, arcane charms are a little bit better because it improves her own damage output, but her own damage, generally speaking, is not very high in endless bosses, so you can go for either one, and both provide the same attack buff to your allies, but Arcane allows Mikola to maybe get a little bit bonus damage out by herself. Okay, but this is a great team, and this is going to be the best team option out there for a lot of players. However, the overall top team is going to be just a variation of this. Okay, let's see what we hit. 84.5 billion, but this team can hit 86 billion damage. And there is going to be, there's some RNG in Crazed Shellbrute, but honestly, I do, from my practice in Crazed Shellbrute, there doesn't seem to be a huge amount of RNG. So, like, probably you could get maybe 1 billion higher with, like, the perfect absolute run, but it's not going to vary by, like, 4 or 5 billion damage. It's not like we could hit 89 or 88 or anything like that. 86 today is basically the absolute limit. But let's see, what did people going on my server? Wait, what? 90 billion? Okay, so it must be the overall top team we're going to run at the end, the last team we're going to run right now, which is going to be Half Moon's team. This is considered the overall top team of today, but I did not think anyone was going to be hitting 90 billion, because from the benchmarking done by a maxed out account by Jake, 86 billion is what this team was hitting. But let's see. I'll have to actually check. If this is not hitting close to 90 billion, I'll have to check and see if there's another just released new team or something. But so Sonja's going to be buffing the Illusion Fresto and the Smoky main Fresto behind the Sonja. And you have Elijah, blue-haired twin in the front, and Lila, pink-haired in the back. And you have Mikola on the right with the Blade Summon artifact. This is a very, very strong team. The priority for charms will be, it's probably Twin Sorcery Charms #1 first, and then Sonja Charms, or Sonja, Mikola, Smokey, all kind of together as a second priority, and then finally the Sorcery Charms onto Fresto. Fresto's Charms, they do contribute, like we said, a bit of bonus damage, but I wouldn't make them a major priority. But I don't know, there are some specific bosses where his charms allow you to do disproportionately high amount of damage, which doesn't really make sense, because Fresto, like we've talked about this before, the sorcery charms of Fresto do not increase his HP per second damage. It only slightly increases his normal skill multipliers, which hardly contributes anything to his damage output. Like I'm sure in these bosses, 95 or 98% of his damage output is all just HP per second, and all the other normal multipliers would probably account for like 2 or 3%. Okay, this hit 85 billion. I think there might be a new team. I'll have to check and then come back to you guys, but this is still a good 85 billion. We're in the rank 2 position, or did this person just get insane luck or something? I don't understand. Okay, guys, there is a new best team just now. I'm really happy I saw that, and my server is so strong. Otherwise, I would have missed out on this. A new team has just come out by players on the VN server along with Daragon. They've basically theory crafted it, and now we're gonna reposition, and then I'll show you the formation in the preview as well. So it is gonna be a Sonja team. It's going to be a Smoky team. Oh, this is perfect for me. This is so perfect because it's using heroes that I have the optimal charms for in all of them. It's replacing Mikola, and I didn't even have Mikola's charms, and it's running Ludovic. So this is going to be the team formation. It's going to be Sonja buffing up Ludovic and Smoky, as you see here. Main Fresto in front of Sonja, Illusion behind the Smoky. You're going to have Elijah blue-haired twin in the front, Lila pink-haired twin in the back. That is basically the positioning. I can just quickly show you the preview right here. So the credit for this team goes to Daragon and Min. And this is going to be the team formation in the team preview screen, but we just went through it. Okay, we're going to get right into the run. Let's go. This is the team that is hitting 90 billion damage today. I can't believe it. That is crazy. Okay, so for this team, the #1 charm is going to be the Ludovic. No question about it, the insight charms. After that, I would probably say the Elijah and Lila sorcery charms. And then after that, I would probably say Sonja, the arcane charms, because I think specifically for Crazed Shellbrute, you're gonna notice that only 3 damage dealers are basically attacking. One of the Fresto keeps getting gulped, and then the Sonja also gets gulped. So the Sonja buff onto those two heroes which continuously deal damage throughout the fight, I think that is more value, but I'm not sure. Smokey is also a major priority, and then finally, Fresco is the final priority, in my opinion. Getting him the sorcery terms is the number 5. Yeah, look at this. This is just ridiculous. 5 seconds left. We're gonna get 90 billion on the first run. Yeah, we got 90 billion on the first run because there's low RNG in Crazed Shellbrute. That isn't enough for rank 1 position, but we'll do a couple more runs to see if we can get higher. Look at this. Ludovic, 42 billion damage. Sonja, 12 billion damage. Yeah, also because Sonja is dealing damage in this team formation, having the arcane charms on her, that increases her own attack, that increases her damage output. Smokey buffing up, the Sonja is buffing up Smokey and Ludovic. Yeah, I think for this comp, probably no question, Sonja Arcane Charms are a bigger priority, because look at the damage dealt by the two heroes she's buffing, in comparison to Smokey's buffing everyone, but Fresco is not contributing that much damage here. Okay guys, I did some more runs. I have more runs left, but honestly, I think I'm going to settle for 90 billion. That is a great score. And overall, these are 5 amazing teams you can try and run based on whichever heroes you have upgraded. Also, keep in mind and watch through, when we were watching the fight of the team, I went into detail on the charm priority, but just to briefly recap, Ludovic and Shakir, these are the number 1 priorities if they are being used in your team. Insight charms on Ludovic, Mystic charms on Shakir. After that, Sonja Arcane Charms are a major priority if she's being used in the team. And then following that, if you're using any twins in the team, Sorcery Charms on twins are a major priority. After that would probably be Smokey and Mikola if you're using them, and give them any charm that gives skill power to them. So either recovering Sorcery for Smokey, or Arcane or Sorcery for Mikola. And then finally, Sorcery Charms on the Fresco, probably the lowest priority, but still does increase damage by a bit. But anyway guys, hopefully this is helpful. Good luck getting a top score in the Crazed Shellbrute. Let me know how they went for you. If there's any other teams that work for you, feel free to share in the comment section. I'm sure that can help out other viewers, and I appreciate that. But thank you guys for watching. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Let's hit it before the end of the season. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video, so we can chat more about anything related to AFK Journey. But thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.